Oh my God, it happened so fast. You're looking at the radar track, December 18th, 2025, and it just drops. Right there. Greg Biffle, a legend, his whole family gone. In seconds. Ain't that crazy? 1 minute they're climbing out of Statesville. Everything looks clean, and the next? Chaos. Absolute chaos in the cockpit. We're talking airspeed fluctuating, alarms screaming, and they are completely alone. No tower, no help, just a silence that is absolutely terrifying. You gotta understand, this isn't just a plane crash. This is a NASCAR icon, Greg Biffle. We watched this guy race for years. He knows speed. He knows danger. But up there, in a Cessna Citation 550, it's a different beast. We're digging into the crash of N257BW, Statesville Regional Airport. It was supposed to be a quick holiday hop to Sarasota. Greg, his wife Christina, the kids, Emma, Ryder. And yet, they didn't make it back. Why? That's what we're asking. Why did a jet end up 400 feet short of the runway? We're looking at the forensic reconstruction today. The NTSB report just dropped, and dude, it is full of red flags. The electrical spikes, the pilot ratings, the stuff nobody wants to talk about. We're going inside the investigation right now. So, check this out. It's 10:06 a.m. The Cessna 550, tail number N257BW, rolls onto the runway. Weather? It's decent, but low clouds. They throttle up. Now, listen to this. Before they even left the ground, there were signs. Little things. The NTSB report? It says during taxi, they were already talking about a thrust reverser indicator light being inoperative. Right there, you're on the ground, and the board is already lighting up with errors. Most people, they might scrub the flight, but they push it, they start the takeoff roll. And get this, the passenger in the back, another pilot. He notices the left engine is pushing more power than the right. He literally says it might be a faulty gauge. They haven't even lifted off yet. And they don't trust their instruments. They climb out. They get to about 2,200 feet. And here's where the silence gets you. Statesville is a non-towered airport. There's no guy in a tower watching them. They try to call Atlanta Center, ZEO, 3 times. 3 times. But the controllers are swamped. They can't get through. They are technically flying VFR, visual flight rules, but they are punching into clouds. They are completely on their own. Here's where it gets messy. And I mean really messy. You look at the cockpit, and you see 2 guys up front. You feel safe, right? But look at the paperwork. This jet, the Cessna Citation, it's certified for 2 pilots. The guy in the left seat, the pilot in command, he has a limitation on his license. It says C-502nd in command required. That means he is legally not allowed to fly this jet alone. He needs a qualified co-pilot. So who's in the right seat? His son. Now, I'm sure he's a great guy, but looking at the logs, he's a private pilot. Single engine land. He is not type rated for a jet. He is not multi-engine rated. Legally, he's a passenger. That's insane, right? You got a complex machine, and the crew coordination is broken on paper before the engines even start. If things go south, and they're about to go south, you need 2 fully trained brains synced up. You need a guy who knows the emergency checklist by heart, not someone who's just there for the ride. It's a recipe for disaster, right in front of us. The cracks were there. Now, let's talk about the plane itself. This is the forensic part that gives me chills. The NTSB found electrical and flight instrument anomalies. At 10:10 a.m., the autopilot disconnects. Boom. Gone. Then, the cockpit voice recorder, the CVR, it loses audio from the pilot's headset for almost 4 minutes. We don't know what he was saying. The Garmin GPS, it stops recording airspeed. It stops recording heading. The plane is literally going blind. When the audio finally comes back, the passenger asks about the alternator. Folks, this plane doesn't even have alternators. It has generators. That tells you the confusion level in that cockpit was off the charts. They didn't know what was failing. The pilot says his altitude indicator is dead. Imagine that. You're in the clouds, you can't see the ground, and your instruments are lying to you. 1 second it says you're level, The next you're banking. You don't know if you're flying or falling. They are fighting a ghost in the machine. They manage to turn back. They find the airport visually. They're on final approach for runway 28. This is it. They're coming in. But look at the data. The approach is unstable. The pilot calls for gear down, but the lights don't come on. Are the wheels down? They don't know. The pressure in that cockpit must have been suffocating. And the speed, oh man, the speed. A jet like this needs to be moving. But the data shows them slowing down. 107 knots, then 99 knots, then 93 knots. That is dangerously slow. That is stall territory. The wing stops flying. It becomes a brick. They get close. So close. 1,380 feet from the runway. They hit the approach lights. They clipped the MLSR light station, sheared the trees. The wreckage trail goes for 400 feet, stopping just short of the pavement. They were right there, seconds away. If they had 10 more knots of airspeed, if the electrical system hadn't blinded them. But physics doesn't care. 7 people, Greg, Christina, Emma, Ryder, the pilots, all gone. And for what? A faulty indicator light? A crew scheduling error? It makes you angry, doesn't it? It makes you wonder why these checks weren't done. The investigation is still ongoing. The NTSB is going to tear that wreckage apart piece by piece. They're going to look at the filaments in those light bulbs. They're going to try to figure out why the power failed. But we already know the truth. It was a chain of events. One bad link after another. The rating, the light, the airspeed, it all snapped. Just like that. This is a wake-up call. Aviation is safe, but it's unforgiving. We lost a legend and his family because the holes in the cheese lined up. We're going to keep following this. When the final report drops, when we know exactly what that electrical failure was, we'll be back. Make sure you hit that like button if you want us to keep digging into these investigations. Subscribe so you don't miss the update. We're watching this. We're watching all of it. As always, be safe out there. Welcome to the Inner Circle. This isn't just a membership. It's a mission. You're supporting forensic truth, mythic blends, and ceremonial broadcasts that honor every moment. Members unlock exclusive enhancements, behind-the-scenes alerts, and direct access to the pulse of Scape news and leading sponsor, Gold Rush Fever Specialty Coffee. Join us and help shape the signal. We thank you, and as always, stay safe. That's the latest from Scape news. We're live. We're watching. We thank you. Subscribe, like, share, and ring the bell so you don't miss what breaks next. Stay with us. We appreciate you, and as always, be safe.